Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for a very, very special Oscar predictions video. We've got like the third change of scenery in the space of 3 videos. I'm here in the magical land of Sydney, Australia. Yes, the same Sydney where they shot that Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell rom-com. But I am joined by a long-time friend of mine and someone who's arguably an even more prolific Oscar prognosticator than myself. This is Mikey Walsh of Movie Mike Reviews. If you listen to my podcast, you would have heard him on there.
Yep, on
quite
the
a
film
bit.
draft. What a time.
Thanks for joining me today.
Look, easily one of my favourite things to do is chat with you about movies. So whether that's on the podcast or here on the channel or over, Facebook Messenger or the, chat that we've been in for the
ill-fated Instagram live stream that Mikey kept lagging out of.
It was a good time. It was a long time. It was a good time.
Yeah, so we'll try not to make this one an hour long. I know we like to waffle,
we could.
Yeah, I have to edit this shit too.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Let's not make it podcast length. But yeah, we're here to do our final Oscar predictions, and I love how I'm like, thanks for joining me, as if I'm not sleeping on your couch right now.
Yeah, no, because you're up for a concert, and he messaged me and he was like, I need someone to stay, and I'm like, crash at mine, and now we're filming a video, so I'm on board with this.
And it won't be the last. We will also be watching the Oscars together and filming our reactions and probably not drinking too much alcohol. But yeah,
well, yes. Today's episode is brought to you by 2 Years Old. Not a sponsor, but look, 2 Years. If you've seen this,
we'll take it if it's on offer.
Yeah, we will happily. When are you going to get the podcast sponsored? Start shouting out just different things on the podcast.
I'll hit up. What can I hit up? What's like the shittiest Australian product?
Bundaberg rum.
Right, Bundaberg. We're here. We love drafting films. We'll do the best alcoholism movies. Me and Jaron toyed with that, but we're like, I don't know if we want to like promote alcoholism. But we could make a mixture of sad and fun ones. World's End, number 1 pick. All right. Anyway, without further ado, because there was a lot of ado here, we are going to predict our Oscar nominations for all 23 categories. I still have to stop myself from saying 24, thinking rest in peace, best sound mixing and sound editing. But
it will be 24 with best casting in 2 years.
All right. I mean, I'd like to make it 25 with stunt casting, but that's a chat for another day. So let's get into it. And apologies for any background noise of crickets and dogs barking. It is way too hot in this room to not have the window open.
This is true.
You'll get over it.
This is why we're drinking, not because we're alcoholics. It's just to keep our temperature down.
And because we're alcoholics.
No, we're not. We swear.
Best picture. Now, I don't think we need to discuss this much.
No.
It's Oppenheimer.
It's Oppenheimer.
Do you have a runner-up pick?
As in personally, or what I think is going to get the second most votes?
I mean both.
Look, my personal runner-up would be Past Lives. I absolutely adore Past Lives. It's a film that I saw, and then a day later, I was in my car and I thought about it and I started weeping. And that's the response that a friend of mine had when he saw After Sun. A day later, he started weeping. So I just messaged him. I was like, I had an After Sun moment.
Weirdly, that's the response I had to Babylon. I'm a broken man. So after my second viewing, I was like crying in my car on the way. I love cinema.
Oh man, no, but I think in terms of second, I reckon that it's between The Holdovers or Poor Things.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Poor Things, but like
also, I think The Holdovers would probably do better on a preferential ballot.
Yeah, in another year, I could almost make a case for American Fiction, but in another year, just as like a coda type. Random crowd pleaser.
No, but I mean, this is Oppenheimer's. It's won Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, SAG Ensemble beating Barbie, which I think was like the one thing that people were like, maybe it doesn't win that, but it won Ensemble, won PGA, won BAFTA, won DGA. Like, it's just kind of swept everything.
Yeah, it's boring, but it's deserved.
Yeah.
Boring from an award standpoint.
Yes,
it's incredible.
We're going into it knowing the outcome, but I'm so excited to this time next week be able to 3-time award Academy Award winner Christopher Nolan. That's so exciting.
Very much so.
That's so exciting.
And I guess if I had a personal runner-up, it's Poor Things, obviously, but that won't be the last time I say that in this video. All right, best director. This isn't a discussion. It's Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan again. Oppenheimer has swept director. He won the Globe and the Critics' Choice and and everything. But I also don't think that there's anyone that even came close to threatening. I'm not even going to name a runner-up. I would give the award to Yorgos Lanthimos, of course, but you're a Nolan man. I'm a Nolan man through and through. I think of the lineup, the next one, it would be Scorsese. Because again, what he's doing there is incredible.
I'm not going to argue with Nolan winning. He deserves it.
Yeah. And then, I'm a fan of Justine Triet, all that she does in Anatomy of a Fall. That was a film that I saw, and then the direction didn't stand out to me the first time. When I recently rewatched it, I went, man, this is such a well-directed film.
It's got some style. It's doing some fun stuff. And
actually, no, I lie. My number 2 would be Jonathan Glazer.
He would be my number 2 behind Anthemos as well. Incredible. All right, let's move on. We've got 23 categories to get through.
We do.
We have Best Actress next, I think.
Jumping it. Okay, I thought we were going to go Best Actor. We're doing Best Actress.
Feminist forward. Let's talk the women first. I know that's just the order it is on Gold Derby. So
yeah, this is fair.
That's where I go off. I haven't had to check my phone. That's good. I remember my predictions. I wrote them down hastily in a shopping mall about 4 hours ago.
Yeah, but you knew what you were going to predict anyway.
For most of them, I've been a busy guy lately. I haven't done as much research as I maybe should have.
Yeah.
But I like
this stuff just lives rent free in my brain.
Yeah. So this is the one that warrants a discussion. I think Best Actress.
Yeah, it does.
It was sort of early on, it was looking like Lily Gladstone was going to sweep, but then Emma Stone came out of nowhere with a steel chair dominating. But then Lily Gladstone winning the SAG kind of changed everything.
It does.
You could almost make a 1-to-1 comparison with last year in the seasoned veteran. Not Emma Stone's like a veteran, but she's won an Oscar.
This would be her second.
She's already won an Oscar,
and she's got 2 other nominations with Birdman and with The Favourite.
And like her and Blanchett both like a very a different performance, but both very virtuosic performance.
Yes. I think it's
up against more of a newcomer who has been doing a lot of great work that's gone unrecognized, and someone who is sort of really highlighting a group that's underrepresented in film. So
I mean, it
is kind of similar.
To flip some of it though, like last year, Cate Blanchett was the critics group leader, and then it was Yeoh to win some televised awards, whereas Gladstone was sweeping the critics groups, and then Stone was winning the televised awards. So there's still a little bit of that back and forth. I don't
think it's quite 1-to-1. Also, I think just as much as we'll get to who we're picking in a minute, but I do think Yeoh was more of a steam train than Gladstone in terms of momentum. Just in terms of that movie's winning Best Picture.
Yeah,
Gladstone's
that's the thing. Yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon currently, if Gladstone doesn't win, it's not winning anything else.
Yeah,
Poor Things is competitive in costume design, production design, and I want to say makeup as well.
Yeah,
I think it's got a good shot in all 3 of those categories. And so an actress win is not unheard of. And because it is someone who's been awarded before, I think that that's also quite possible. I'm not surprised. I mean, I say I'm not surprised that Emma Stone won the BAFTA. Gladstone wasn't nominated for the BAFTA, which we have to remember. And so we don't know.
So, I mean, we can say they didn't go up against each other, but the other side of that coin is Gladstone wasn't nominated for the BAFTA. That does show weakness.
And the BAFTAs absolutely loved Poor Things because it was a British film, from Yorgos. And they loved The Favourite as well. And I think that's the interesting thing is that...
And The Favourite won Best Actress at the Oscars.
It did win Best Actress at the Oscars, but it lost production design and costume design to Black Panther. And so if Barbie ends up winning costume design and production design and beats Poor Things, then Poor Things again could follow The Favourite and only win actress.
I mean, if we can only win one thing, I would like it to be that. But, all right, so... That all being said, pretty much neck and neck in terms of precursors, but I think the SAG shows a bit more widespread industry support than the BAFTA.
Yes.
The BAFTA's industry as well, but I think the SAG has a lot more crossover with the Oscars.
Yeah.
But who are you picking?
I'm picking Gladstone.
I'm picking Stone.
Yeah. So, and you'll see our Monday what our reactions are.
It really is like a 51-49 sort of situation, and it's maybe me just sort of sticking to my guns, but I think my logic is that I do think Stone's performance is just so larger than life. She's not quite at Blanchett level where it's like, she doesn't need another one, because I think it is one where the performance is that good. And I just haven't, there is a lot of passion for Gladstone, but I haven't quite seen it at the level of Yeoh. I absolutely think she could win. I could be wrong. Is there some hopeful bias in my pick? Yes, but I'm kind of just sticking to my guns on Stone. If Gladstone had just won like one other big precursor, I would have flipped, but I'm sticking with Stone, but it's very, very close.
I think the other thing is that, everyone wants to look to last year, which was the whole, Blanchett won BAFTA, Yeoh won SAG, okay, Yeoh then won the Oscar, okay, so whoever the SAG winner is, that's who you should go for.
Which is not the case.
Which is not the case, because... Yeah,
actually,
exactly.
The BAFTAs usually...
So for the last... when you look at then past last year, though, the BAFTAs have far more of a correlation. So picking Stone is a very, very good choice. I'm just going for Gladstone. I would love to see that win.
A lot of it just comes down to a gut feel, doesn't it?
It does.
maybe a bit of wishful thinking from both of us, but Emma Stone's my favourite performance of the year. So
Yeah.
I've tried not to let bias seep into most of my other picks, but this is gonna be one of the most interesting races on the night. I'm glad we've got at least one acting category that's not.
And of course, it's Best Actress. Best Actress has been like
it's always crazy.
It's been mental the last couple of years, which is fun. It's exciting.
Yeah. Who gets your vote out of all the nominees?
It's Sandra Hüller.
Hey, nice. She's my number two, but Stone gets
I
my
love,
vote.
yeah, like, I mean, I feel like I can't say this with you present, but Stone is like my third.
Yeah, that's fucked up, actually.
Like, it'd be Hüller, then, no, fourth.
Really?
I know, sorry, I'm sorry. It's Hüller, then Mulligan. And then
Mulligan's
Gladstone.
incredible,
yeah,
too. Like,
Mulligan, then Gladstone, then Stone.
Like, I mean, we don't talk about Naiad, but
I like Annette Bening. I really do.
So do I. She should have been nominated for 20th Century Women.
But she
should
have.
Bullshit.
Yeah, no amount of Netflix sending me the Naiad award screener is going to make me vote for Annette Bening. I love Annette Bening. She should have been nominated for 20th Century Women. But, like, I owned this, and it doesn't make me want to watch it anymore. So, yeah, no.
I hate being in the same room as that thing.
Best Actor!
Mm-hmm.
You take a long swig, my guy.
I don't think this is too much of a discussion.
It's not. It's Cillian Murphy.
It's Cillian Murphy. And I think this is one where we all were kind of just saying, all right, let's just wait and see what.
Let's just wait and see. Like, for a bit, we're like, oh, is it going to be Giamatti? But like,
if Giamatti won the SAG, we'd be having a real discussion right now.
We would be, but he didn't. And
I think it's Cillian Murphy.
And like, look, Giamatti is great in The Holdovers. My personal opinion is, I think it's great. He doesn't make my top 10 performances.
He doesn't make my top 5, but he is my second favourite of the nominees. I just think it's a weak bunch of nominees, but
But I also think that, like, Giamatti, like, the role that he's playing is not your typical Oscar-winning role. He's not caked under makeup, apart from whatever they did to his eye.
Which is a good thing. We need
which is a good
more
thing.
Of that. But I also don't think what Murphy's doing is typical.
I
want an Oscar biopic stuff. He's my favourite lead actor of the year.
Same.
I'm the guy who doesn't love Oppenheimer. I love Oppenheimer, but it's not my top 10, so I might as well not love it. But but Cillian is like one of two categories where I would vote for Oppenheimer.
Yeah, like Cillian Murphy's incredible. I do think that Bradley Cooper is doing a good performance. That's him very much wanting an Oscar.
Yeah.
Coleman Domingo and Rustin. Again, I've got the Rustin screener from Netflix, and
he's great.
And he's great, but the film itself is...
Just wait for Sing Sing this year, which premieres at South by Southwest very soon. Saw it at TIFF. He should win an Oscar for that, I think. I'll be shocked if I see a better lead actor performance from him, anyone.
And then again, Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. Like, that's a great performance. Not your typical Oscar performance. I'm really glad that Jeffrey Wright's now an Oscar nominee, but none of them hold a candle.
And to our Australian brethren, American Fiction is finally on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. You have to search pretty hard to find it, but it's there.
But it's there, and it's a great movie.
It is phenomenal.
But yeah, Cillian Murphy's going to win, I think. It'll be pretty shocking if anything else happens. Giamatti's obviously the runner-up, and I think that's that on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone you thought was snubbed from Best Actor?
A lot of people.
Look, DiCaprio,
Joaquin Phoenix for Beau is Afraid. He would be my number 2, honestly.
But no, I love the fact that Teo you got that BAFTA nom.
Yeah.
That was...
No, you know who was snubbed? Zac Efron.
Yes! Oh my goodness!
He's incredible.
Far out. Do you want to go watch the Iron Claw at some stage? Let's do that. Let's just rewatch. Let's do it.
Again.
Yeah. I've seen it twice. I'll see it.
It is a great film.
Yeah. You know, if you can watch Babylon 5 times, then you can watch Iron Claw more.
I've watched Red Rooms 5 times and I want to watch it a 6th.
Oh.
Yeah, but no.
It's gonna be with me.
That's Best Actor for you, and let's do Best Supporting Actress. Divine Joy Randolph.
Divine Joy Randolph. For a while...
Will win, should win, there's no runner-up, that's it.
No, like for a while, I think early on, and like before we had any precursors, people thought maybe Danielle Brooks because...
I've always been Team Divine.
You know, but yeah, because like Anne Hathaway won for Les Mis, and Ariana DeBose won for West Side Story, and Danielle Brooks won the Tony for this role as well, and she's fantastic. But yeah, Divine Joy Randolph is just... She's sweeping... and it's going to be such a beautiful, heartfelt moment because she gives beautiful, heartfelt speeches.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a really great moment. Again, it'll be one of those continuing statistics of so many black women win Best Supporting Actress, but there's only been one that's won Best Actress. But hopefully, maybe this gives Divine Joy Randolph, like similar to like Coleman Domingo getting his moment. If this means that Divine Joy Randolph can get a lead actress role and really get a...
Because she's been great and stuff for a lot of years. She would have been pretty close to get nominated for
Dolomite Is My Name.
Yeah. Okay, supporting actor. This is another short discussion.
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. He's swept.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna have a race, but we didn't.
Yeah, no.
Pour one out for my homie Ryan Gosling.
Pour one out
He's
for Mark
who I wanted
Ruffalo.
to win. I mean, he got nominated.
He
at
did.
least. And yeah, Gosling and Ruffalo are my two favorites in that category. I love comedy, but Downey Jr. is great. It's a great recognition for his career, and I will be shocked if anyone else is.
I think the harder thing to predict is what clip of Downey Jr. they're going to use, because he's got so many Oscar clips.
Yeah,
that's the more unpredictable.
It's got to
part
be the
of
one
category.
toward the end where he's having the breakdown after finding out.
Yeah. When do I find out that my?
Yeah, it's got to be that.
Such a good.
I hope they do clips this year, because sometimes they're a bit wibbly wobbly.
Yeah,
but
they better.
Yeah, no, just shout out to clips. We love clips in this household. Okay, screenplay time. Best adapted screenplay is a very tricky category this year. We've got a few very tricky below the line categories. Not that this is quite below the line, but there's still a lot of stuff that's up in the air this year, despite the pending Oppenheimer sweep. This is an award Oppenheimer could win, but I wouldn't be picking it. It's sort of Barbie moving into this category really complicated everything, and I think if Barbie wasn't here, I would absolutely be saying American Fiction is going to win this.
Yeah,
because it won the BAFTA despite it barely getting any nominations there. It won the Critics' Choice.
It recently won the USC Scripter Award.
Yep, it'll probably win the Writers Guild once that happens.
Once that actually happens,
because Barbie is an original and Poor Things is not eligible, I believe.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But Barbie's here, and we have the only place we've seen it go against Barbie is the Golden Globes, right?
American Fiction was nominated for the Golden Globe.
Yeah, well, and but Barbie didn't win it either, so we can't say that Barbie's this unknowable force that hasn't competed.
Barbie did win screenplay at
the Fall.
It won original screenplay at the Critics' Choice. Because Anatomy of a Fall wasn't nominated at the Critics' Choice.
Yeah, I think Barbie did win.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Barbie won, unless it was the Holdovers.
Or did it? It could have been
the Holdovers. Never question my award stats.
It was Barbie. So yeah, Barbie won the Critics' Choice. So it's won something. But again, not competing against American Fiction.
Yeah, so here's the thing: Anatomy of a Fall won
Globe
and BAFTA.
Which is a pretty good combo.
Which is a great
especially
combo.
Globe, because it's all in one.
Yeah.
But I think the race is between Barbie and American Fiction. I've seen people picking Oppenheimer, and I think if they do want to just
over award it,
give it 9 awards, then it could. But
and it would be a deserved win.
Yeah, it's a great script.
It's not a Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once. You're like, that doesn't need to happen.
Yeah.
If Oppenheimer wins adapted screenplay, that's a very deserved win.
There are some Nolan movies where it's the screenplay is the weakest element, but I think it comes to play in Oppenheimer.
Very much.
I would give it to Barbie. What are you predicting to win?
This is probably my biggest no guts, no glory pick. I'm picking Barbie.
I'm predicting American Fiction.
Yeah. I think this is an area where, especially because Greta missed the director nom, I would not be surprised if people have then gone on their ballots and have wanted to then reward her here. And I think that it would have been win competitive in original. And so the fact that it's here and adapted, I think it's got more. I think there's more love for Barbie at the Academy than American Fiction, because even though American Fiction
American Fiction got a fucking score.
It did get a score nomination, but
that's crazy.
But Barbie also got America Ferrera.
Yeah.
So there's
it missed some.
It missed
director, it missed actress.
What are you gonna do? But yeah, I'm going for Barbie.
Yeah, and I'm crazy, and it's crazy to me that you're the one going for Barbie and I'm not. I've been so gung-ho on Barbie winning screenplay all year, no matter what category it was in. But I think just all these American Fiction precursor wins have spooked me. I love American Fiction. It will be a great winner too. And I just think, again, it's the type of movie they go for. They go for these sort of genre-y, comedic, creative ones. Directorial debuts they go for a lot. They love films that are written by the director. I know Barbie is as well.
I think every one of the...
And also it's a film about writing.
Every one of the screenplay noms was written by the director except May December.
In this category. Yeah.
And in...
The Holdovers is not written by Payne.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's written by David Hemmingson.
And Payne? Didn't Payne also do stuff on it?
I don't think so.
Really?
We can check.
Yeah, no, David Hemmingson.
1-1, baby.
But Payne... all the interviews of Payne saying, I wrote this film for Giamatti.
He's lying.
I guess.
Maybe he sort of came up with it and had it commissioned by the other guy to write. I think it's his first movie that he didn't write, actually.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
We'll just cut this part out of the vid.
Nah, man. 1-1, bro. 1-1. But, yeah. Anyway, it's close, and I would love to see it go to Barbie. Not ruling out Oppenheimer. It hurts me to say that Poor Things isn't even in the fucking conversation because that's what I think should win. Tony McNamara was robbed for the favourite and he's going to be robbed once again. But I say American Fiction, Mikey says Barbie, and I think you can't go wrong really predicting either one of those. Well, you can go wrong with one of them. We just don't know which.
Still wild that Killers of the Flower Moon missed. Like, Zone of Interest is good, but the screenplay is not the part of that film that stands out.
Yeah, I like Zone of Interest more as a film, but I would have nominated Flower Moon over that, definitely. Okay, original screenplay. Not as tough a discussion.
No.
Well, it's sort of turned into... It's gone from Barbie's gonna win to... Or it's between Past Lives and The Holdovers to Anatomy of a Fool's gonna win. I think we both agree there.
Yeah, Anatomy of a Fool. Yeah. I mean, again...
It beat everything at the Globes.
Yeah.
And it won the BAFTA. I know the BAFTAs loved it, but the Oscars loved it too.
Yeah.
And it seems like the industry's sort of getting around Justine Triet. They want to get her up on stage.
And I mean, again, we know that there is Academy support, especially in the director's branch, because she got that director nomination.
And there's also the narrative of, like, the film was kind of snubbed by France, not submitting it for international, so
really just rub it in the French
there'll be people really wanting to recognise it there, and I think it's a way to give it an award where Zone of Interest takes international. So, Anatomy of a Fall.
Anatomy of a Fall.
If you had to pick a runner-up, what would it be?
Personally, or in the category?
What do you think could spoil the win?
I think what could spoil is Holdovers.
I agree.
What I want to win is Past Lives.
Yeah. Anatomy of a Fall actually gets my vote here. For once, I'm not being a contrarian. It'd be my winner. I think I like the Holdovers more as a film, but I really, really like the screenplay.
Anatomy of a Fall is my runner-up to Past Lives.
Yeah. So. Okay, best cinematography. Now we're going to get into a few, Oppenheimer, move on type categories. I think I'll be shocked if anything. It's, guys, Hoyt van Hoytma, I love that guy.
I'm so excited for Oppenheimer to win, and I'm so excited for it to sweep. I'm not upset that it's sweeping because it deserves to.
I think Poor Things deserves to win this more, but it won't. But it would probably be my runner-up prediction. But there's no point in having one.
I think just for how much of Oppenheimer is in camera as well.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's amazing. I got to see it in IMAX Lincoln Square in New York, and it was like, it blew my mind. Like,
rub it in.
I am, and it's wasted on me. I'm like the guy who likes the movie the least.
Unbelievable. But Oppenheimer. All right, what's next?
All right, let's move on to best costume design. Now, costume production, let's lump those together because I think they often do go hand in hand. And I think there's an interesting dynamic.
They didn't last year, but they do.
Between Barbie and Poor Things. Yeah. So, precursor-wise, I believe costume design is basically neck and neck between Barbie and Poor Things.
Yeah, so Barbie won the Critics' Choice, Poor Things won the BAFTA. There is more correlation statistically between the Critics' Choice winner than the BAFTA winner, which is weird because Critics' Choice doesn't actually have a voter overlap.
Yeah,
but just the statistics.
It's just they're good at predicting Oscars. And I think at the Guild, it was like mostly like Barbie winning fantasy and Poor Things winning period.
Yeah, period or sci-fi or whatever the different distinctions were.
So it is kind of neck and neck. So it is kind of a vibes guess for these. So whereas I think production design has swayed a bit more towards Poor Things.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the specifics are.
I mean, again, with the Guilds, it was pretty much split neck and neck between the two different genres that they were in. And then
Poor Things won the BAFTA.
And then Poor Things won the BAFTA and Barbie won the Critics' Choice.
Yeah, so Barbie sweeps Critics' Choice, Poor Things sweeps BAFTAs. BAFTA more industry correlation, but Critics' Choice more vibes.
But 2018, the same thing happened with Black Panther versus The Favourite.
And Black Panther took them both.
And Black Panther ended up
with
the Oscars.
So I guess if you're going off that logic, you're picking Barbie for both.
The other thing that should be noted, I think, here is that like the Oscars do tend to go for occasionally more American fare than British fare. The BAFTAs are going to be biased towards British things, and that's why like last year. Black Panther Wakanda Forever ended up winning costume design.
I think we've set up. What do you reckon?
I'm going Barbie
split
for both? For both.
Yeah.
I'm going Barbie for both. I could be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong, but at the moment I'm sticking to my guns. And I've for all year I've predicted Barbie for costume design and production design and song, and I've stuck to that.
And I've stuck to a split where Barbie wins costumes and Poor Things wins production all year, so I guess I'm going to stick to that. hedging my bets. It could swap and I'll both be wrong, whereas
Yeah.
Mikey might, if it splits, he's at least got one of
One
them
right.
right.
Yeah.
But that's just sort of where I've been all year, and that's where I'm going to stick to. And I just think, I don't know, that's the way it swung. It seemed Barbie heavy at first, but Barbie's lost a bit of steam, so I can see it maybe giving one of those up to Poor Things, which the Oscars went for in a big way. It didn't lose a single important nomination. And also just a random weird stat I read. Apparently, the production design winner almost always has a sound nomination, so if you want to go off that, it'll be Oppenheimer. But I don't think it'll be Oppenheimer. No. I think it's a solid third choice. It could happen.
Well, what production design last year? Oh, All Quiet on the Western Front one last year.
Yeah, so that just sort of came out of nowhere. And swept. That movie stole... I love that movie, but it stole every award Babylon should have won. Yeah. Film editing.
Editing! Something you know a lot about. Something that I think I know something about.
I don't know, and someone who has edited things, I don't know how they edited Oppenheimer. It's so impressive.
Yeah, and that's why it's going to win.
I think it deserves to win. I think it's my favorite edit. It's just the way that film flows from scene to scene.
It's beautiful.
It's like a total magic trick.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to win, and deservedly. Yeah. If I had to pick what could be like, not that what could happen, but what in theory is second place, probably Anatomy of a Fall.
Yeah. Or they go for Thelma Schoonmaker for Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yes, that would. I mean, maybe they'll be like, "Oh, it's too long. It needed to be edited more." But I think it flows beautifully for a 3-hour movie. But yeah, Oppenheimer also flows beautifully for a 3-hour movie, and will deservedly win.
Yeah.
Makeup and hair.
Fine, be that way.
I'm keeping you on your toes.
Be that way. I can't predict this, but I can predict the Oscars.
Now, this I don't think is as close as it initially seemed, because all year we've kind of been like, Bradley Cooper's winning Best Actor, so that'll just win makeup.
Yeah.
I do think it's a bit closer, but I'm still going to predict Maestro.
Yeah, I'm predicting Maestro.
Yeah. I think Poor Things absolutely could win.
Yeah.
Maybe everyone's sick of the Junos everybody's doing. We've got 2 Junos nominees.
Yeah, Golda and Maestro.
But at the same time, I think Bradley Cooper's still nominated. It's on the radar. I believe the film did very well with the Makeup Guild.
Yeah.
Poor Things could absolutely take it. It's one of the few things it's been competitive in. But
this is one of the areas where the stats lean more in Emma Stone's favour to win actress. Because the makeup winners for the last couple of years have always correlated with an acting winner. So, The Whale won makeup, Brendan Fraser won actor. So you're saying if early in the night Poor Things wins makeup, we could look at that as a tea leaf for Emma Stone? Potentially.
Oh God, I hope Poor Things wins makeup.
But yeah, because like with things like The Whale, The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Darkest Hour, there's quite a strong correlation between whatever wins makeup winning a acting award.
Yeah. But if neither of them win an acting award, and honestly, even if Emma Stone does win, I do think Maestro is still probably the best bet. But I think it's more of like a 60-40 rather than like a total lock. And
it's still absolutely criminal that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 wasn't even shortlisted, let alone nominated, because that film has a Guinness World Record for the most prosthetics in a movie.
Yeah, and also I think Dungeons and Dragons should have been here as well. Weird lineup. All right, next let's get on to original score. I hate this year's lineup for score. I think it's really bad.
Look, as someone who all year was predicting Williams to get the nomination.
Yeah, and I predicted him too.
I felt very validated by that.
It.
I think the score is fine. Like I recently re-listened to it, and I actually think it's a decent score.
And but you've got the zone of interest sitting there.
I still can't believe that it and.
Society of the Snow, that score is incredible.
Yeah, but like, how did Spider-Verse not get a nomination?
Or Boy and the Heron,
the Heron, which got a the Globes were just
Globes were so cool this year. Shout out to the Globes. But you got all that, and said no, let's go Indiana Jones, and then like American Fiction, which it's a good score, but it's a weird nomination.
Not Oscar.
That just felt like them just wanting to over-nominate the movie. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about what's going to win, and it's fucking Ludwig Göransson. Yeah. I guess the more interesting discussion was what didn't get nominated. I would give it to Poor Things, surprise, but Oppenheimer has a great score too. I don't think it makes my top 5. But...
R.I.P. Robbie Robertson.
Absolute legend. Again, I'd probably say that would be your runner-up. honour him, but there is no.
But no, I think this is Ludwig Göransson's 100%
second Oscar,
all the way second Oscar.
Second time he's stolen an Oscar from a Yorgos Lanthimos movie that should have won. No, the favorite. The favorite doesn't have a score.
The favorite doesn't have a score, and he should have won. Yeah, and he should win for
Black Panther did steal a lot of Oscars from the favorite. Is all I'll say. Anyway, I gotta stop dick riding Yorgos Lanthimos. I love that dude so much. Alright, let's get to best original song.
It's Barbie.
This is a tough one.
It's like Barbie's gonna win.
Yeah,
but which Barbie song is gonna win? Is it gonna be What Was I Made For, which recently won a Grammy?
I think that won the Grammys. Yeah, it seems I'm Just Ken is done better with critics, and What Was I Made For is done better with the industry.
Now,
is this one where we're gonna split again?
I'm predicting. What am I predicting? I'm pretty sure I'm predicting What Was I Made For.
I'm predicting I'm Just Ken, so that would make sense.
But let me check, because I might have ended up. But no, anyway, I am predicting What Was I Made For. I want I'm Just Ken to win.
Yeah, so do I.
I think part of me needs I'm Just Ken to win.
And I do think the fact that we know Gosling's performing could help. Voting might have been done when we knew that, but I don't know. It's really tough. I think I'm maybe looking a little toward last year and them being a bit more embracing of like fun songs winning.
I would find it so funny though if Diane Warren wins the one. No. Like they just gave her an honorary Oscar because she's never won one before, and if she ends up there winning for Flamin' Heart, that would be...
And they can't, if they can't, the voters can't decide which Barbie song they like.
Well, yeah, exactly. If there's like a Barbie vote split and so Diane Warren just surges.
Yeah, it's 50-50. Again, your total gut feel, like, I'm Just Ken won Critics' Choice, What Was I Made For won the Globe and Grammys, and then I'm Just Ken won a lot of Critics' Awards. But again, it's just what flavour they... What Was I Made For is an objectively incredible song.
And would also make Billie Eilish a dual...
the youngest ever dual Oscar winner.
Yeah, which is
wild.
Crazy.
It would be deserving.
Yeah.
She deserved both her song Oscars. I am voting for I'm Just Ken because I think more song winners should be fun musical numbers that actually take place in the movie.
Blame Canada.
Yes.
What a song.
But it's close, and we can't go wrong with either. Both would be an incredible winner. Both would be an amazing speech. Not that Gosling would probably get on stage if it won. But yeah.
But also, again, R.I.P. to the songs that didn't get in here. No Wonka Noms.
I'm so upset.
No Camp Isn't Home from Theatre Camp. Yeah.
And no Flora and Son songs, which I think are really great too.
No Colour Purple songs. There are a lot of good songs, but yeah.
What Was I Made For? I'm Just Ken. Take your pick. You'll go wrong with one of them, but I couldn't tell you what.
No.
All right, let's move on to probably something. Best Sound. Oppenheimer.
I mean, it was a huge thing that Zone of Interest beat Oppenheimer at the BAFTAs.
Actually, yeah, I guess...
But that's not going to happen at the Oscars.
There is a conversation to be had. I'm not going there.
It's not going to happen.
I'm picking Oppenheimer. I think Zone of Interest should win, but it's close.
Oppenheimer's my personal winner. I think it'll make sense. If Zone of Interest won, I would cheer. Because that would be incredible.
It would be very cool, but I don't think they're quite that cool. Just like, they're not quite cool enough to do stuff like give production design to Parasite. Like, just not quite there. For the artsy stuff. But the nominations are a start.
Yes.
We're getting there. But Oppenheimer's an incredible winner there too, and it will happen. So.
And also, like, a great sound lineup. Like, I love the fact that we've got Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 and The Creator.
Oh, I was stoked by that.
Yeah, like those are two awesome sound noms. John Wick Chapter 4 should have gotten in there, but and The Killer, but you know.
Yeah, pour one out for.
But also kind of glad that Ferrari didn't, because Ferrari has
weird sound. Yeah, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. All right, speaking of The Creator, best VFX. This is one of the toughest categories to predict on the night. I think there are maybe 3 movies you can make a genuine case for.
Yeah.
Where are you sort of leaning?
I'm leaning, and I've leant this way the whole year. Was The Creator.
That is my prediction as well. I don't think it's cut and dry.
No,
but I think I'm going.
Because here's the thing: Oppenheimer won the Critics' Choice, is not nominated at the Oscars. Poor Things won the BAFTA, is not nominated at the Oscars. So we look to the VES, which is the Guild. The Creator did the best there.
Because those guys actually understand visual effects.
But
now, so we're putting faith in the Academy to actually watch The Creator.
From what I've been able to read recently, there are some Oscar voters who've said because none of the none of the visual effects nominees are nominated in Best Picture, they've actually then had to seek them out to watch them. And because they've had to seek them out, they've then done a little bit of extra homework on how they did the VFX. Which is why...
And they always have to watch, like, the Bake Off.
Yeah, when you watch Bake Off. And that's why there's then a case to be made for Godzilla Minus One.
Yeah, I think
the story
that would be
behind its
my
visual effects is impressive enough.
But I will say, Everything Everywhere not getting nominated means they also kind of don't give a shit about narrative in this category.
Yeah. So there's that. I mean, there's the whole thing of, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I don't think it's going to win. But it's also wild that no MCU film has ever won visual effects.
I don't think it's that wild.
I mean, like, things like Iron Man, 2008, and, like, there are just other film... Yeah, like, that's one of those things where you go, huh. Then Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, Part 1. Again, this is the first Mission Impossible film to ever have Oscar nominations, which is, again, wild.
I think that one's just happy to be here in this category.
Yeah, it's just happy to be here. And then Napoleon.
I'm scared of Napoleon.
And I have this terrible gut feeling about Napoleon.
Yeah.
Because it has the most nominations out of the lineup.
It might be the
Creator has
to a
2,
Best
Mission
Picture-y
Impossible
thing.
has 2, Napoleon has 3. Which means that there is support.
Yeah, God knows why. It's not a good movie. I mean,
It's not
technically,
but the visual effects are phenomenal. And everything they did in that battle scene... And there's so much of it where you just can't... It is actually pretty seamless, all of the background
the battle
stuff.
scene with, like, the cannonballs and the ice is really incredible.
So there is part of me that goes, is Napoleon going to take visual effects? I'm going for the creator.
Yeah, it's on the... Napoleon and Godzilla, absolutely on the cards, but we're both going for the creator, I think. And I hope the creator wins. I really think it's just a phenomenal achievement in visual effects.
And an underrated film.
Underrated as hell. I love it. It's like a 9 out of 10 for me. It's more people should have watched it. Alright, we're up to some more Best Picture categories. Animated feature. This is an actual race which is awesome.
There has not been a race in animated feature since 2014.
Jesus.
Between Big Hero 6 and How to Train Your Dragon 2.
And the wrong movie won there, so Spider-Verse is probably going to win this.
No, the right film was going to win because Spider-Verse is the best film of last year. But no, like, that's the thing, is that The Boy and the Heron won the BAFTA and the Golden Globe, whereas Spider-Verse won the Critics' Choice and the Annie Award and the PGA.
So Spider-Verse has the stronger package.
Boy and the Heron recently won the Satellite Award as well. Not that the Satellite Awards matter.
Boy and the Heron's in the game.
Yeah, it's
I think that BAFTA win was pretty big.
And the fact that Spider-Verse wasn't able to muster a score nom or a visual effects nom also shows that it wasn't, like, beloved by the Academy.
Yeah, there is a bit of maybe, alright, we've seen this before, despite how beloved the film is.
Which also makes this the second year in a row when no animated feature has been nominated outside of animated feature.
And both times the movie was expected to, so...
Yeah, My Dog Totoro's Pinocchio was expected to get score and visual effects.
Yeah, they're going back on their hating animation bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a race. As much as I want Boy and the Heron to win, I am predicting Spider-Verse because it does still feel like the more popular film, and I feel like there are more people alienated by Boy and the Heron than there are by Spider-Verse because they're fucking idiots. But, you know, you have to factor this into account.
It should also be noted, though, that Spirited Away did win the first ever Best Animated Feature Oscar.
Yeah.
And they have consistently nominated Ghibli films in the category. No other Ghibli film has ever won.
Yeah.
But it would make a lot of sense for The Boy and the Heron to win because it's Miyazaki.
And I think in a lot of years it would, but I do just think Spider-Verse is one of the best received animated films in the last 10 years.
The Academy also has a weird thing sometimes with Part 1s. And because Across the Spider-Verse is, like, we know that Beyond is coming, they also might want to hold their cards and not want to vote for it now and instead give the laurels to Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Also, if Across the Spider-Verse wins this, it will be the first time that an original film and its direct sequel have won this award.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting one, and it is quite close. I'm going for Spider-Verse, but...
My brain's now just ticking through all the winners and being like, that is true! Huh!
Yeah, so... starting to make you rethink it. No, I think I'm still going Spider-Verse, but it's absolutely... Like, Boy and the Heron's in there. It's in the ring. It's been knocked down a couple times, but it could do this all day.
I just want to see the Phil Lord reaction I want to see this. I want to see the camera react to him particularly.
They're both great movies. I jest about like being anti-Spider-Verse, but it's been a great year. Also, shout out Robot Dreams. I adore that film.
Yeah.
Good category. Very good category. Like, they nominated all the right things, really.
Well, no Mutant Mayhem. No Teenage Mutant Ninja
I thought they
Turtles.
did nominate that.
No, they did nominate that. Sorry, the BAFTAs didn't.
Yeah, they left out Elemental, right?
No, they nominated Elemental.
Wait, so Spider-Verse, Heron, Elemental, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles...
Robot Dreams.
Wait, I thought Nimona got nominated, didn't it? I swear Nimona's nominated.
Yeah, so they didn't nominate Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Or did they? I thought they...
No, they didn't. They didn't
so
nominate
Ninja Turtles got
Ninja
left
Turtles
out.
is gone,
Okay.
and I was right.
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
sad.
2 for me and 1 for you.
Fuck. But alright, I'm glad Nimona got in. I love that movie too.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress. Let's talk about documentary films, Mike.
Yeah.
You've seen all the nominees, I believe, except the Tiger one.
No, I've only seen 3.
Oh, well, fuck.
Because
I've only seen one. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we're going to see Four Daughters.
Yes, in the next week.
And then To Kill a Tiger currently is only available on a Canadian website if you use a VPN. But Netflix has picked it up, so I'm surprised they haven't dropped it yet when the Oscars are on Monday. But we'll see what
maybe
happens.
afterwards. They're holding out for a surprise win.
But this is 20 Days in Mariupol.
And it is the only one I've seen of the category.
Yeah.
But it's a brutal film, and I thought initially maybe it'd be a hard one to get passionate about, but this conflict is staying in people's brains, which is a good thing. It's good that people aren't forgetting about it, and it's the type of film that you're a different person after you watch it. It's so it does make sense. I
never wanted to see a child die.
Yeah, and now we have. So if that's don't watch that film.
Yeah. But 20 Days of Mariupol, I think it's one of the most important documentaries because it's actually documenting in real time stuff that otherwise would be censored.
Straight up. If this one crew wasn't there, then all of this would be lost.
And this it is so important. And that's the reality, is that the best documentary feature winner is often something that is really timely. So we think of Navalny winning,
which is even more timely now. Rest in peace, my brother.
So I think 20 Days of Mariupol will win this. And the other reason why this is a bit of an easy thing is that a lot of the presumed runners-up didn't end up being nominated. There's no Beyond Utopia. There's no still a Michael J. Fox movie. There's no American Symphony.
So weird with snubbing frontrunners in this category. It's never what you expect. And I cannot make a case for anything else in this category. Four Daughters probably seems to be the
Four Daughters
runner-up.
people like. I've seen The Eternal Memory. It's quite good. Bobby Wine won the IDA. So there's different things happening, and then To Kill a Tiger is just kind of, that was the big surprise of the lineup.
Yeah.
People didn't have that in their 5.
But it really just feels like it's going to be Mariupol.
It's going to be Mariupol.
And it would be deserved.
And it was Ukraine's submission for international feature as well.
Yeah.
So it means that I think a lot of people would have seen it even for that as well.
Yeah. Last year's, I think it was Klondike, which no one watched. But I saw and it was very good. I digress. International feature, this is easy, Zone of Interest.
Yeah.
And rightly so. If Anatomy of a Fall was here,
oh man,
I actually don't think it would be a race. I think Anatomy of a Fall would just win. But
yeah, it's interesting because Zone of Interest won it at the BAFTA. Anatomy of a Fall was nominated, but Anatomy of a Fall was nominated for Best Picture, and Zone of Interest wasn't nominated.
And I
don't understand.
And they also gave Zone of Interest British film over Poor Things, which was in picture. It was just weird. They just had a night where they really won.
It just seems like Zone of Interest really should have been in Best Picture at the BAFTAs and wasn't.
Yeah, but I do think Anatomy would win it if it was here. But I mean, they're both great. I prefer the Zone of Interest, so I'll be happy to see it take this one.
Again, really glad that Perfect Days is here.
That's the best foreign film.
I haven't seen Yo Capitano or The Teacher's Lounge. You've seen The Teacher's Lounge.
Teacher's Lounge is good, not great. Still a worthy nom.
Yeah. And then, what's the other nom?
Bloody Society of Snow, which I love.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
That and Zone, both
that's
in
my top 5 of last year. I love Society of the Snow, and I love that it got a makeup nom, and it should have got nominations in sound and in visual effects and score and cinematography, and like that film should have been an All Quiet on the Western Front
I'd almost
style.
throw it in for director.
I did throw it in for director.
Yeah.
Movie Mike Awards are the only ones that matter.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't done mine yet, but they matter too. Yeah. Stay tuned. Okay. All we're down to now is the short film categories.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to predict these, but I think I know what my choices are anyway. Mikey has actually seen them all. He went to a screening of them, so he's our authority here. Yeah. So let's start with best live action short. I think this is the easiest one to decide.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's easy because you've got a huge director and it's a film that everyone was able to see, and it's also technically incredible. And so for all different kind of parts of voting criteria, it makes so much sense that The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar is going to win.
Yeah, like a big name doesn't always mean you're gonna win, but the film, like sort of the film and its reception matches that. It is, and to the point where I've seen people who maybe haven't liked Wes's last couple features actually come around and like this one too.
Yeah.
So look, it's maybe a cheat way for Wes to get himself an Oscar.
It is.
I think he should have won one already, but it's a great film, and it's only nominee across these 3 categories that I've seen, but I'm a huge fan of it.
Yeah. And like, so Shorts TV put out all of the live action shorts in like a compilation, all the animated shorts in a compilation, and then all the documentary shorts are available just to watch individually on YouTube, Paramount Plus, or Disney Plus, depending on which one you want to watch. And The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar is my favourite of all of them. Yeah. Like, I think it's just incredible. And so that's an easy one to pick. Of the other live action shorts, the only one that maybe could surprise, like, I don't want it to win.
The After?
Is The After.
Because
with
it's
got David
category,
Oyelowo, it's got Netflix behind it, it's very melodramatic, it's very exploitative emotionally.
You can often just look at whatever the worst in the categories and say, all right, that'll win.
Yeah. Hey, don't skip ahead to animated short yet.
But yeah, Henry Sugar. Alright, let's skip ahead to
I just want to shout out to
yeah.
Invincible.
Okay.
Invincible is an incredible short. It made me almost cry, and I would love to see a feature of it. And then Night of Fortune is fantastic. It's so funny and so dry, and as someone who loved Fallen Leaves, this very much scratched the same itch that Fallen Leaves scratched.
I love Fallen Leaves.
Yeah.
Pour one out for Fallen Leaves, not getting a foreign nomination. That's a shame. But I'll take Perfect Days if that's what kicked it out.
Yeah.
Animated short. Again, you've said you weren't as enamored with this lineup.
No.
But I think we're both going to be predicting War is Over, the John and Yoko short. It's one of those that I didn't predict to get nominated, but it's one of those that's like, if it's in there, it can win because of it's John and Yoko. Like
but it just is so saccharine and so unsubtle, and it's like, hey, did you know war is bad? Who'd have thunk?
I know War's bad. I've seen 20 Days in
Mariupol. But the animation is phenomenal. And that's the thing, is that all of the animated shorts are so creatively and beautifully and impactfully animated that if War is Over wins, and that means that Weta Digital is winning an Academy Award,
okay, right,
I'm fully on board with that.
Do you have what would be the potential spoiler in this
95 Senses?
Yep.
95 Senses is the one.
Jared Hess?
Yeah, so that's by the Hess brothers, who, and it's got Tim Blake Nelson voicing the main character, and it's also like an important topic. It's a man who's kind of on death row, it's having his final meal, and he's talking about like the 5 senses and how he's experienced life, and it's really poignant and really moving and beautifully animated. Each of the 5 senses is depicted in a different animation style, and that's one that I think would be a fantastic winner, but I just think that it's more likely it's going to go to War is Over.
And there's also a Holocaust one, so always look out for that. You
Let It to a Pig.
Discount that.
Let It to a Pig, which is again fantastic, and given the recent conflict in Israel and Palestine, could make for an interesting winner.
Yep. All right. And finally, best documentary short film. Now, I do remember this is the category that stuck out to me the most when I was researching, just in terms of, wow, that looks interesting. That looks really good. I want to watch that. And I think the thing that's always stuck out to me the most, and from what Mikey's told me as well, seems like the most likely winner is The Last Repair Shop, which is about a specific law in California about the state repairs musical instruments to schools.
If you're doing
and stuff.
music at school, then you have to have it fixed.
Yeah.
And so there are these state-run and supported and financed shops who've got some incredible craftsmen who just fix these instruments. And so the documentary kind of focuses on a different person in a different part of the orchestra and what instruments they do, and then a student who plays that instrument. And it's directed and produced and scored by Chris Bowers, who did the music for like Green Book and a couple of other things. And he previously won documentary short a couple of years ago as well. So this would be his second win.
Alright, so that's it for another Oscar predictions video. Apologies if this was long and rambly, but I think we got to the heart of what's going on here. And thanks again for joining me, Mikey, and thanks for
good. Thanks for having me. You know, it's been a long award season, and there's a lot of things to talk about, and I would not want to talk about any of it with anyone other than you.
It's always a pleasure, man. Just someone after my own heart who dedicates so many meaningless hours of their life.
So much of this lives rent-free in my head, and it shouldn't. And the Oscars will finish, and it'll still be in my head, and it won't matter.
And if you're watching this, I'm sure you can relate to that very specific little dilemma.
This video will be completely defunct by this time next week.
It's a video that's relevant for like 5 days and will take forever to
Not
edit.
even 5.
So thank you very much for watching. You know, you can follow Mikey on Instagram over at Movie Mike Reviews, and he also writes reviews for Real Dialogue.
Real Dialogue occasionally.
Third Space.
So Third Space is the website. Real Dialogue's the film blog. I've also got an actual blog where I'm trying to post some more stuff, so you can see some of my coverage recently of the shorts that I got to go and see. And then follow me on Letterboxd at MovieMike113.
And follow me on Instagram as well at Jacob Watches Films. That's where I'm doing everything. Check out my podcast. That's the most important
draft.
thing. Forgot to plug it in my last video here, but Mikey's been on there several times.
Do it with
my bestie Jaren, who's been on this channel many times over the years, and it's a really, really fun time. Like, even if you're not like a super deep cinephile, it's a really easy listen where we recommend a lot of great stuff and actually talk about movies you've probably heard of, unlike videos like this.
People know Oppenheimer and Barbie.
But a lot of the foreign stuff.
Everyone saw The Zone of Interest.
Oh yeah, everyone. My 18-year-old coworker was like, "Hey, I saw a TikTok about this Holocaust movie. What do you think? Where can I see that one?"
Mental. All right.
Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you at the Oscars.